Mormon Church build such a large financial surplus? Early Mormons were forced from their homes in Kirtland, Missouri, and Nauvoo, leaving behind their land and assets or selling them at an extremely low price in each place. When Mormon settlers arrived in Utah, they began rebuilding their lives in many ways, including financially. In 1887, before Wilford Woodruff issued the manifesto concerning polygamy, the U.S. government passed something called the Edmunds-Tucker Act. According to this law, the LDS Church lost its legal recognition and had to surrender all assets over $50,000, as well as all property worth more than $1 million, and could not collect revenue from church assets or property. Because many members felt their tithing, or church donations, would go to the government rather than the church, they simply stopped paying tithing. All of these factors financially devastated the church. It took out loans to help pay its expenses and to finish the Salt Lake Temple. 6 years after the Edmunds-Tucker Acts, the U.S., particularly the western states, entered a period of financial crisis called the Panic of 1893. The day before all the church-owned banks were going to shut down, Heber J. Grant was able to secure a private loan from a merchant named John Claflin. It would take until 1907 for the church to pay off its debts. Heber J. Grant was the president of the church during the Great Depression, and his experience with the Panic of 1893 helped him be fiscally conservative. After World War II, the Mormon Church had a surplus of liquid funds. As a member of the Church Building Committee, as well as the First Presidency, Henry D. Moyle began using these funds to improve the image of the church worldwide. Instead of meeting in whatever spaces were available, the church invested in constructing designated buildings of worship in nice areas. These efforts to improve the image of the church appear to have been successful, as convert baptisms increased threefold from 1961 to 1965. However, the initiative also depleted the church's funds and increased deficit spending, which led to the need for a long-term loan from a New York bank. When Henry D. Moyle passed away, N. Eldon Tanner was called to take his place in the First Presidency. Tanner began making budgetary cuts and stopped all new building projects. This helped the church balance its budget. These historical events have influenced the modern Mormon Church's financial policies. Today, the church does not spend more money than it receives in tithing, and any surplus funds are invested for future days of financial instability. How does the church make its money? Mormons believe and practice the biblical law of tithing. This means that Mormons are expected to donate 1/10 of their income to the church. The vast majority of these donations are used to fund the day-to-day operations of the church. However, the church sets aside a portion of these funds each year to invest and save for the future. Since the church practices the financial principles of living within a budget, avoiding debt, and saving and investing for the future, it has managed to accumulate a significant amount of money and resources. How much money does the church give to humanitarian aid? As the Mormon Church's finances have increased, so has its charitable and humanitarian giving. In 2022, the church reported that it spent $1.02 billion in humanitarian and welfare aid. Members of the LDS faith also spent 6.3 million hours volunteering and helping with 3,692 humanitarian projects in 190 countries and territories across the world. Please like and subscribe. And for an objective look at more topics on Mormonism, visit MormonismExplained.org. Thanks for watching.